Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I am your host, Margie Curry, and again, we're here today with our certified gentle yoga instructor, Becca Impello, who's been practicing more than 25 years of teaching and practicing yoga. AARP is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to empowering people 50 and older and to choose how they live as they age. With a nationwide presence, AARP strengthens communities and advocates for what matters most to more than 100 million people. AARP has over 420,000 members just in Alabama alone. And AARP is committed to offering opportunities for you to stay engaged from your home, such as the Mindful Movement series. And there's our yoga instructor, Becca. Hey, Becca, what you got for us today?
Hey, Margie. Good morning to you. I'm so glad to be here and to be here with all the folks that join us, whether you're here, for the first time with us today, or you've been doing this practice with us, over the years. We're glad to have you here. And today we are going to do a gratitude practice, right? We're still going to move our body and we're going to, get everything going. But we're going to take some intentional Thanksgiving attitudes towards ourselves primarily. And I'll explain a little bit more when we get started. But we got a gratitude practice going for us today, Margie.
Well, it sounds great. Just remember, everyone, make sure you check it with your physician before you begin any exercise program because we don't want you to hurt yourself. So anyway, all right, Becca, take it away.
All right, very good. Well, like I said, we're going to use gratitude as sort of our theme throughout our work today for our 30-minute movement practice. We'll move our body for sure, and we'll breathe. And we're just going to take the time as we go to intentionally send gratitude and thanks to ourselves, right? So Thanksgiving is coming up next week. That's why I'm doing this practice, of course. And Thanksgiving is a wonderful opportunity to express the gratitude to others in your family, in your community. There's lots of great opportunities for that, and I encourage all of that as well. What we may neglect is gratitude for ourselves and our bodies and our capacity for moving and doing and serving others. So that's what our theme is going to be for our practice today, is sending back some gratitude to our own being. So let's just sit tall. We'll use our chair. We'll sit for a bit. We'll stand some of the time. You can always hold on to the chair for some support as needed. Let's go ahead and take a hand to the heart. You might even take both hands if you want to. And I want you to feel your breathing here, right? But also using that symbolic gesture of the hand on the heart, which we consider sort of our emotional center, right? The place where our thanks and giving both come from, right? Take a few moments to breathe into that hand on your chest, that hand on your heart. Feel it rise up a little bit as you inhale. Feel it settle or sink back down a little bit as you exhale. I want you just to send some gratitude to your breath, right? If you woke up breathing today, you have something to be thankful for. You've probably heard that expression before, right? So each breath gives us an opportunity to be grateful. Take another 3 breaths in and out into the heart. All right, now let's let those arms drop down to our sides. We're going to do just a little bit more breathing, right? You can make a bigger or smaller movement depending on what's comfortable for your shoulders. But let's sweep the arms out to the sides and up as high as is comfortable, and then turn the palms back down and press them back down to your sides as you exhale. So inhale, big breath in. You might take this in through the nose and blow it out through the mouth if you want to. Notice how your shoulders feel today. Can you send some gratitude to your shoulders, to your arms? And I want to remind you that even if there's something a little dysfunctional or, something that's, not working that great in your body, or maybe not working as well as it used to at one point in your life, we're still going to be grateful. We're grateful for what we have and what we can do, and try not to dwell on the things that are problematic too much, at least for this period of time. One more breath in. And this time when you exhale, bring the hands together, palms together at the heart. Again, this is our gesture of gratitude and thanks, right? All right, interlace the fingers now and press the palms forward. Get a little stretch on the fingers, on the palms of the hands, on the wrists. Can you be grateful for those hands and all that they can do for you? Maybe round that upper back and let the chin drop. Now sit up tall and bring those arms up towards the sky or the ceiling. Take one more breath and then exhale, release those arms down. When they come back to your sides, circle the wrists around. Circle them the other way. Good. Now let's bring those hands back up to the heart. Now we're going to pull and push. Pulling gives us a little opportunity to arch, to open up the chest, to squeeze the shoulder blades. Pushing takes us the opposite way, a little more rounded, the upper back a little bit more broad. Inhale and pull. If you want, you can look up at the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, push, tuck the chin and look down. Inhale, pull. Let's start to send some awareness into our spine, which we're getting more movement for here with this movement, especially if you're doing a little more arch and a little more rounding. The spine is a magnificent structure with all these intricate moving parts. It's amazing that it works the way it does. Even if there's a bit of dysfunction somewhere, you've got a whole bunch of other parts that are still working pretty darn well, I bet. Last three. Pull, feel that chest lift, that spine arch, push, feel that spine round. Two more, pull and push. Last one. Good, now let the arms drop back down to your sides. Just take a moment to feel sensation in your body from that movement we were just doing. Maybe you feel it in your arms, your upper back, your spine. Notice that sensation. Be grateful for that ability to feel things in your body. All right, now let's take a few shoulder rolls, bringing those shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Again, great place to keep, or to focus in on a bigger breath, to inhale nice and big as you bring the shoulders up, to exhale all the way out as you bring them back and down. Three more. This is a great one to do anytime. It's a great way to show a little love to your body, especially that upper back and neck area. By giving it some massage. It's a self-massage technique is what I consider it. All right, let those arms drop down. Now let's take a side stretch. Reach one arm up or take it to the top of your head. Maybe hold on to your chair and then bring it back to center. Reach it up and over to the other side and back to center. See if you notice any differences, right side, left side of your body, perhaps, right shoulder, left shoulder. We are, most of us, one side dominant in our body and the way we use it, right? So we may notice those differences. It's nothing to be concerned about. In fact, it's another opportunity to be grateful that you have, a stronger side that lets you be more capable with certain activities, and a side that's more supportive and gives you the support that you need for those activities. All right, one more stretch up and over. And back to center. Settle in. Bring those hands together at the heart one more time. We're going to take some twisting for the body. I'm going to keep my feet grounded, my hips grounded. And then exhale, turn in one direction as far as feels comfortable. Notice that sensation in the body. And then come back to center. Inhale. And then exhale, turn the other way, back to center, sit tall, exhale, twist, back to center, turn. Two more times, and then you'll have the opportunity, the option to hold the twist if you want. All right, so turn and stay. You can keep the hands here, or you can let them drop down and kind of hold on, right? Hand on the opposite knee, maybe the other hand on the chair. Be gentle, right? One way to show gratitude to our body is to not be too harsh, right? Not be too forceful. Lift up, maybe push with those arms to give you a little more turn if it feels comfortable. And then unwind it all the way back to the front. Take a moment just to feel, again, sensation. Notice it in your body. Be grateful for that ability to feel things. All right, sit tall. Let's turn the other way to stay. All right, you can keep your hands at your heart or you can drop them, maybe giving a gentle additional press into that twist. And then unwind it back around to the front and take a moment again to notice. All right, now we're going to move down and do a little warming up for our legs before we get up and do some things in standing. So you can always hold on for a little support if you want. We're going to march, bringing the knees up slowly and then down. Try not to lean back, try not to roll back, try to stay up nice and tall. If you want to give yourself a little helping hand, right, you can pick up that leg, bring it up probably a little bit higher with the help of your arms. It's just an option you can explore. Good. 4 more marches. Good. All right. Now feet go out a little wide. Knees are a little more open. And let's move the knees out and in so that we start exploring different ways that those hip joints can move. Let's send some gratitude to our hips, right? Maybe they give you some trouble, right? Maybe they cause some problems from time to time, right? But we're going to send gratitude to them. You know, maybe we've put them through a lot. Maybe we've demanded a lot of them over the years, and they've given us all they could, right? And they're still going for us, even if we've had some kind of hip surgery, or even if we have some kind of hip limitation, we've still got a lot of function out of them. Last one, open up wide, stay wide. And let's see if we can kick our heels up, right? So one heel or one foot at a time, bring it up and in towards the middle. This helps us, again, move our hip joints in a little different way, accessing that mobility that the hips can give us. All right, this one might be a real small motion for some folks, right? Mine doesn't come up all that high, right? But do the get as much as you can out of it and be grateful for that. 4 more. All right, good. And then walk those feet back into the center. And then let's kick and bend one leg at a time. Now let's send some gratitude to our knee joints, right? Give that knee joint some love. Thankful for all that it has done for us over the years and it continues to do to support us. All right, and then we'll hold that foot forward and point and flex the foot and the ankle. Send your awareness there. Maybe look at your foot and ankle as you move it. Give it some circling. Send some gratitude to your foot. Go the other way. And then down. Take a moment to notice how that leg feels. It may be a little more tired than the other side. Again, gratitude that it can give us that work. All right, other side. Let's loosen up that other knee. Take note of how it feels. Give it your love and attention. Good, and then keep that leg forward. Point and flex. Send some love down to that foot and ankle. Gratitude for that all important foot to walk on, to stand on. Circle it around. And the other way. All right, and then let that leg drop down and just pause a moment to rest and notice. All right, come on up out of that chair. You can always use it to hold on. And in fact, we'll all use it a bit here to start with as a bit of our platform for some standing motion movements. All right, so first we're going to stand close enough, but not too close, so that we can bend over and just place the hands down in the seat of the chair. All right, Good. So from this position, let's give our spine a little more love. Round it into a sort of a C shape, or like a cat shape, a Halloween cat shape. And then bend the knees enough that you can flatten out and lift your chest, maybe get a little bit of sway in your back if that's comfortable. And then just go back and forth. Round it and flatten it. Again, see what you notice. It's okay to notice stiffness, tightness, or soreness in your body, right? But we want to try to shift our mental talk, our mental attitude towards our bodies as much as possible towards more gratitude and kindness, right? And there's a lot of evidence that shows that adjusting that self-talk and practicing active gratitude, feelings is a great way to change your perception, right? Help the nervous system rewire and how it perceives the body, how it perceives things like pain or discomfort. All right, now let's step one foot close to the chair and take a step back with the other leg, right? So we got a little lunge going on here. Now, feel free to stay here with your hands in the chair, right? Or to try coming up, see how your balance feels, see how it feels to maybe bring the hands up to your hips. Either way, whether your hands are down or up, see about straightening that front leg and then bending it. Straightening and bending. One of the things about yoga that's fun for me is that it shows me how many different shapes and ways I can move my body. It helps give me, again, a little more gratitude and even sometimes some awe, some sense of awe that the body is capable of so many things. All right, one more. Bend and straighten. All right, and then everyone's going to come back hands to the chair if they were up. And let's step both legs back, lengthen back. Now, if this feels like too much, you don't have to shift as far back, or you can keep your knees bent. Some folks might prefer this on the wall instead of down on the chair, or even the back of the chair can be a great place to play around with this stretch. This is another great one to just do sometime during the day. If you've been sitting for a while, get up. Put your hands on a wall or a door or a countertop or a chair and push back and feel your body. All right, now let's step the other foot forward close to the chair. So we're back in that lunge position. One leg is back, one leg is forward, right? And again, you can stay low, hands in the chair as you begin to shift back and forth. Or you can feel free to come up, hands on the hips. If your balance feels steady enough to be there, or you just like the way it feels a little bit better. All right. And then let's bring the hands back down if they were up. And one more time, we're going to step back. We could call this downward dog. It's a version of downward dog if we want to give it a name. Again, might let your knees be bent, or maybe try this time bending one knee and straightening the other and doing a little shifting right and left. All right. And then walk it on in. Come up to standing. I'm going to turn my chair around so that I have it easy to hold on to. You could walk around, or you could get close to another sturdy structure in your environment if you wanted to. All right, we're going to do just a little work on the hips again. What we just did had a little stretch for the shoulders. So stand on one leg, bring the other knee up, and then just try and swing that leg in and out like it was a gate. Right, a gate swinging open, a gate swinging closed, swing it open, closed, two more. Good, and then drop that leg down. Now let's stretch up and over that same side that I was just moving. I'm stretching up and away from that hip. Got my hand on the chair to give me some support. Take a nice reach. And then bring it back to center. All right, now you can either turn yourself around, or move your chair around. All right, let's do that to the other side. Standing and holding on, get nice and tall, bring the knee up, open and close. Just trying to get some range of motion. We get a little strengthening work on that standing leg as well. Grateful for those legs. Our strong legs that hold us up, walk us around, get us up and down stairs and in and out of chairs. Last two. Good, come back to center, drop that foot down. Same side that you were just moving. We're going to stretch that side up and over, using that chair to hold on to. Good. And then bring it back out and down. All right, now let's step to a wide stance. All right, I got one leg close to the chair and one leg farther away. All right, now to start with, I'm just going to do a little side-to-side lunging. Right, you can keep holding on, of course. You make the movement that works for you, bigger or smaller, maybe toes turned a little more out or a little more forward. Check in. What do you notice? How are those knees, ankles doing? If they do give you a little signal like, oh, that's not real comfortable, or please don't go that far, right? Let's interpret that with gratitude and kindness. Oh, how good for my body to be able to communicate to me. Well, let me know I need to be a little more mindful or a little more careful with certain activities. All right, now let's stay in the middle. We're going to turn the leg that's close to the chair towards the chair. So I've turned that thigh, that knee, that foot. And if it feels like your other leg needs to adjust, you can turn it a little bit in too. All right, now let's bend that knee close to the chair. You can use the chair or you can put your hand down on your leg. And we're going to sweep that other arm, the one further away, up and over. Now we're using the whole body here. We got the legs in a nice strong position and we're stretching up through one side, through one arm. The other arm is our support. We push into that arm or that chair or that leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And then let's bring it up. Straighten that knee that's close to the chair, but leave the feet like they are. And we're just going to fold in a little bit for some stretch for the inside of that leg, probably. All right, so you can take it down as far as feels comfortable. Maybe hand on the chair, maybe hand on your leg somewhere. Don't get too wrapped up, and you should be able to go a certain distance or, a certain, to a certain point, right? Let yourself be satisfied with what your body gives you and grateful for that, not wanting more necessarily. All right, now I'm going to leave my chair here, and I'm just going to turn the other way, but you may want to get your chair on the other side if you're relying on it for some balance and stability. All right, so you're going to turn the other leg. Right, turn it out. Again, you might have it close to the chair. Bend that knee, and then either resting your hand on the leg or on the chair. You're going to take that other arm up and over and take that nice reach through the side of your body. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring it back into center. And then we stay in the same position, but straighten that knee. And then lean in. Again, hand can be on the chair or down on your leg somewhere. Feeling some stretch for that inner thigh. Good. One more breath here. And then ease it up. Turn those feet back to the front and walk them together. Let's stand tall. We're going to do one more thing in standing, a little balance work. And then we get to be grateful for our ability to balance, even if it's, maybe not as good as we think it should be. We're going to try to let go of that and just be grateful for everything that we can get out of it. So tree pose, stand on one leg, maybe keep holding on. The other knee turns out, and you can bring that foot anywhere from the ground to the ankle to the thigh, right? And maybe you take the hands up to the heart or away from the chair for a moment. It's okay to come in and out, to have to drop your foot or drop your hand. I'm grateful for our ability to balance. You're balancing all the time in all kinds of moments throughout your day without even being aware of it. Really, when you think about it, it's amazing how much our body does for us without our conscious awareness of it. All right, let's come down off of that side, march it in place a moment. And then let's take our tree pose on the other leg. So turning that other knee out, maybe bringing that foot up somewhere. And then playing around with what you might do with the arms or the hands, going to various positions, holding on or recalibrating that balance when needed. Keep breathing. Good, and then drop the arms if they're up, drop that leg. Again, take a little march in place. All right, and then let's come back to seated in the chair to finish up our practice this morning. So sitting down, stay towards the front half of the chair. Let's stretch out the shoulders a bit. Take one arm across the body, sink that shoulder down away from your ear, and then getting nice and tall through the head, tilt that head away from that shoulder. And just check in. How's that feel through your neck? Send some gratitude to your arms, your shoulders. And then bring the head up, drop the arm down, pause. And then let's take it to the other side. Take the arm across the chest again, sink the shoulder, maybe tilt the head. And bring the head up, release the arm. All right, now let's stretch the hips one more time. So you could cross your ankle up to your knee, but some other possibilities also are here. Cross it to the shin just below the knee, cross it to your ankle. Try to get that knee to turn out somewhat. You could even use a block or a small stool or ottoman as something to prop your foot on if you want. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Again, grateful for that spine and your ability to change that shape of your torso. Maybe lean in a little bit. See if you feel that stretch in your right or that buttock or hip on that side. Good, and then bring it back up, uncross. Let's take it the other side. So crossing that ankle over, maybe to the shin, maybe up closer to the knee, maybe all the way up on the thigh. Again, tall through the spine, maybe a little bit of a lean forward. And then let's release and uncross. Now you can scoot back in the chair if you want, right? Get more support. Let your hands just rest on your thighs, your feet rest on the floor. You can close your eyes. We're going to do just another few moments of, sort of affirmations, personal affirmations that you can repeat either out loud in your own space or you can repeat inside your head, right? Just to reiterate our gratitude towards ourselves and our bodies. All right. So I want you to say to yourself or think to yourself, I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for all the amazing things my body is capable of. I'm grateful that my body keeps going day after day. Even though there might be some limitations or problems with my body at this point in my life, I'm still grateful for everything it is giving me and continues to give me. Let your hands come up to rest on your heart again, feeling that breath rise and fall. Gratitude for your breath. Remember, all these things are happening in your body, perfectly synchronized and orchestrated and doing exactly what they're supposed to do. We're just not able to notice, right? We're not aware of most of the function that's happening in our cells and in our organs and in our systems all the time throughout every day. So just take a moment to be grateful, even for all the things that you can't sense and aren't aware of in your body and its function. All right, and then open the eyes, lift the hands, bring them together. Let's be grateful also for AARP Alabama for giving us these opportunities to move and use our wonderful bodies. And we certainly hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday next week if you're celebrating, and you can send gratitude and thanks to all the other wonderful things that are in your life as well as your own body.
And thank you, Becca. You always know what we need, and we certainly needed that today. That confirmation and affirmation, we definitely needed that today. Thanks everyone for watching, and everyone have a great holiday. We look forward to seeing you back here again with Mindful Movement of AARP Alabama. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, Margie.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Becca. Thank you.